Welcome to the Making the Switch to Shopify Masterclass. With the biggest holiday coming up, if you are thinking of making the switch to Shopify, then now is the time. Please take a moment, grab a notebook, a pen, and put all your distractions away as we go through this masterclass. I want to make sure that you receive all of the information during this time to ensure that the choice to make the switch to Shopify is clear if you have been thinking about it. So if you do not know who I am, I'm Jess. I am the owner of Jess The Techpreneur. I am a Shopify expert with over 3 years experience with over 100 stores built, worked on, developed, designed, worked in some way marketing aspect. And I am also a website strategist and developer, and I work with multi-platforms such as Wix, Weebly, WordPress, WooCommerce. So I've been a designer and a developer for 8 years now. In this masterclass, we will cover how Shopify can change the trajectory of your business by putting more time on your schedule, debunking the myths of changing platforms, and going step by step ways to migrate your store over with a solid strategy and tools. The hardest part of thinking of making the switch to any platform is making sure that your strategy is in place and that you have the right tools for it. Now, usually I start with who this masterclass is not for, because I'm not here to waste your time. I'm here to give you the information that you need and put you on the path to accomplishing the goal of the masterclass. So if you're a new store owner who's maybe haven't had experience with how your needs of your store right now, the needs as a business owner running an e-commerce store, if you're looking to hire an expert to actually do the work for you, and if you aren't really ready to move platforms within the next week or so, then this isn't the masterclass for you. This masterclass is for those existing store owners who are ready to make the move to Shopify. They've already researched the options and are sold on Shopify as a platform, and you're looking to DIY this for yourself. You're looking to complete it by yourself without hiring any help to go along with it. This will be the perfect masterclass for you to help walk through the different aspects of a migration. Before we get started, I first want to say, grab your guide. If you did not grab your companion guide for this, then I do encourage you to go ahead, check your email and download it to make sure that you have it moving forward with your migration. I'm only going to go over a couple of sheets out of there that are really stick out that you need to use in our core pieces in that book. There's a lot of information in that guide, and a lot of it is self-explanatory, but there's some pieces that I want to highlight, such as the migration checklist. This is the step-by-step or the overview of what you're going to need to do when you're migrating your store. So you don't have to think about it. It's right there in your guide. You also have a starter theme resource where if you're looking to get started with a free theme instead of a paid theme, because you're trying to figure out what exactly you want your store to look like, then a free theme is a perfect place to start. With this starter theme resource, you can see the names of the free themes, some of their features that differ between them, and a quick blurb that tell you who that actual theme would be best for. You also have a resource and tool list. In this list, you have links to get to anything that I spoke about that I will be going over in this masterclass, such as the import spreadsheet, which is very important in any migration. Also, free accounts and some lifetime offers for you to be able to expand your store and make sure that it's in the best place possible as you're getting started. Now, what is Shopify? Should not be a question that you're asking, but I wanted to make sure that I kind of just gave you a quick overview of what Shopify is. Shopify is a commerce platform that allows anyone, and I mean anyone, to set up an online store and sell their products. You can see on the Shopify homepage, you see they have build your business, you've got the will, we've got the way. So they're there to help you with this store building. They want you to open the store, so they're going to give you the tools that you need. You don't have to go looking for them. And I want to make it even easier for you with this masterclass by going over some of those things that you will definitely need to do when migrating over to Shopify. Now, when I said that Shopify helps you put more time in your schedule and helps just change the trajectory of your business period, it's because it has really 4 core things for any business owner that is essential. It's an all-in-one platform. Everything you need, from products to shipping to taxes, are all found on the Shopify dashboard. So you don't have to worry about finding any other logins and remembering 1,000,001 passwords, resetting those passwords, and each time that you need to log in for something. Everything is right with your Shopify dashboard. There are no surprise bills with Shopify. You know exactly what you're paying and why you're paying it. You have your core subscription payment that starts at $29 a month. And if you add on apps or you do some shipping labels that you want to fully keep your shipping labels with them, then you have to pay for those actual shipping labels, which come out of your sales, but you know exactly what it is. You know how to find that information. It's in one place. You're not worried about trying to figure out where your accounting is going, where your shipping is going, where your orders are going. It's there. You know exactly what you're going to pay. Shopify is reliable. Shopify has an amazing support and it's updated so you don't have to worry about it. If you're familiar with WordPress, you can think about how many updates you had to do. You have to update your plugins, you have to update your actual theme files, and then you have to actually update WordPress. And sometimes those things don't work together. Sometimes your plugins aren't ready for the new version of WordPress. Then you have to figure out what the issue is. You'll be spending the money for it. With Shopify, you don't have to worry about that. It is all supported through them. Even the themes are supported by Shopify. If you purchase a theme from the theme store, but one that's not supported by Shopify, then you have them for support that you can also reach them through your Shopify dashboard. So once again, you don't have to go anywhere else. And the last point that I absolutely love about Shopify and e-commerce and commerce period is that it's scalable. You don't have to worry about finding another platform to do what you need. You have an expansive app store available to you that can include where you sell, how you sell. You can add Afterpay, you can add loyalty programs. Anything you need, you can add right through the app store. And most times with that, you also can upgrade your Shopify plan. There's 3 different tiers that you can upgrade to. So you're able to all around go ahead and scale your store. So some of the myths that I hear all the time, I kind of just went ahead and gathered the ones that I hear the most. And one myth is it's too hard to do. The truth is, with a solid strategy, it makes it so easy to migrate to any platform. If you know exactly the plan that is taking place, which you have now with your guide, you know exactly what you need to do to migrate to the Shopify platform. So that myth is blown out the water now. Myth 2, it takes too long. Shopify's free trial gives you plenty of time to set up and tweak your store before paying. So you can take the time and take the 3 to 5 days, get your store up and running and selling, get your products on there. And before your free trial's over, you've already made the money to pay for Shopify. So you've already been able to use the platform, get acquainted with it, and it's all in the free trial. Myth 3, you can't do it without hiring. Newsflash, and I am a designer, developer, a Shopify expert, a Squarespace Circle member. You can do this DIY. You can do it very quickly without hiring an expert. It comes back to that strategy and having the things in place. That's all you need. And I'm giving you that roadmap in this masterclass. And myth 4, it's too much to learn. Shopify makes it really easy to use without hours of Google searching, of forum surfing, and sending tweets out to contact somebody with Shopify to figure out how to do this, how to do that. It's so many things that you can just walk through and be good with. You do not need to be a tech expert to run a Shopify store. So now we're kind of at the turning point of the masterclass. If you're in pool 1, where you're still on the fence about Shopify, I want you to continue your research. Continue comparing it to different platforms that you have in mind right now. And then if you make the choice to go with Shopify, then go ahead, come back to this masterclass when you are ready and watch it past this point and get the information that you need to migrate your store over. Because as I said in the beginning, I'm not here to waste your time. If you're still here, you've researched Shopify, and you're ready to move, now's the time to break out those notebooks and those pens and get settled, because we're about to get into the meat of this masterclass. I'm ready to help you go ahead and make that switch and take away that fear and take away those myths for you. Now, as a Shopify expert, I've done numerous migrations and store setups, and it usually happens in 3 phases. 1, prepare your products. Phase 2 is set up your Shopify, and phase 3 is add essential apps and start selling. That's it. There's only 3 phases. There's no long drawn out. We're going to be doing this for a month straight. 3 phases to get started. And what they usually begins with is your strategy. Before you start throwing products on Shopify, before you start picking out colors on your theme or picking out your theme even, you want to make sure you start with your strategy. Having your pre-launch plan in place helps guide you during this time for your marketing things that you need to do, such as keeping your social media following, which is your social campaigns, keeping those social media followers engaged with what you're doing, what you're having come up. Your email list, letting them know the features that you're adding, letting them know that they'll have first access to the new site. You're going to send them the link to go ahead and log in, sign up for the loyalty program. You are able to get them re-engaged into your business so that you can go ahead and launch and start making sales. There's a couple of ways that you can do building your strategy, but the one way that I always recommend to anybody is choose a launch day. From that launch day, work backwards to when you want to start. And during that time, think about your countdowns via social media. Think about doing a live to go over the new website. Show them what they can do. Show the features. You will be amazed at how some customers are excited to see a new interface when they come in, something that's easier for them to use. The easier it is for them to use, the easier it is for them to purchase from you. So that strategy always comes first. Now, a usual timeline is from 1 to 5 days that you're actively working on building your store. You have a 14-day trial, and you're going to take 5 of those days to build up and launch. So your pre-launch plan is going to start from day 5 and work backwards to day 1. Day 1 and day 2, I usually have for product spreadsheets. This is where you're going to gather all your product information and put them into a spreadsheet, obviously product spreadsheet, to import into Shopify. That may take you a day. It may take you a couple of hours, but for any non-techie who has no idea what they're doing, they're trying to DIY while continuing to run their business, I always say don't rush. Take the time to do it right the first time, because it's going to cost you more later to clean up what you did, what you rushed through. So I usually take about a day or 2 to set up those products. Day 3, you're setting up your Shopify settings. Day 4, you're doing your theme setup. And day 5, you're launching. So from day 6 to 14, you're selling. That's all you're doing. You're not worried about building a store. You're not worried about customizing it anymore. It's done. It's ready. It's selling. You're moving into the active stage of selling. So phase 1 is your products. So day 1 and 2, you're going to work on exporting those products from your existing platform into a CSV spreadsheet, which most of them do kind of go down to an Excel sheet. And I would recommend it into Google Sheets so that when you download the migration spreadsheet, you have it in one place. Google Sheets has been the most versatile tool that I found. I've had run into issues with Excel and it communicating with Shopify. Even Shopify has recommended using Google Sheets instead of Excel. So once you do that, you're going to import your sheet. You're going to import your product listing into Google Sheets for editing. And then you're going to download my migration spreadsheet, which is in your guide. From there, you'll take the time to copy and paste some information. So you want to make sure you do it right the first time. In the migration spreadsheet, you have a line, a row that tells you where each information needs to go. That way, when you copy and paste information straight down, you can go ahead and paste it into the migration spreadsheet to where the information stays the same. Then you'll add add your weights, your SKUs, your UPCs, your images, and your variants. You want to make sure you enter as much information as you need into this form. It will save you time later on instead of going through and putting those products in one by one. And then you're going to download that CSV for Shopify. So you want to make sure it is in a CSV format for it to be uploaded. Then from there, we go into phase 2. That was quick. That was easy. That was straight to the point. With phase 2, before you begin, you want to create an assets folder. Add your sales graphics, add slides from your previous site, add your icons, add your brand assets, your favicon, everything from your old site that will not be transferred with your products. This makes it easier to access later on during that time of building out your theme. After you have that folder set up, then start your 14-day trial. Only start your trial once you are ready, because once you start that trial, that's day 1. You want to be importing those products and making sure that they're going while you're working on other aspects. Because once you upload it, it will continue to add the products until it's finished with the sheets. And you can go ahead and close that dialog box and keep working. So you want to go add your store info, which is that basic information of phone numbers, emails. If you don't want a phone number, I always tell my clients to put 00000 and it won't show a phone number on the actual site or your invoices or your packing slips. And just put as much information as you can for your store info, which you will have from your previous website. You want to add your payment settings. You have Shopify payments, Amazon Pay, and with Shopify payments, you get Apple Pay, Google Pay, and you can also add PayPal. If you're looking to use a third party such as QuickBooks, then you will have to pay I don't want to say, I think it's like a 3% fee on top of the transaction fee. And that's only if you don't use Shopify payments. So I always recommend to go with Shopify payments. It's going to give you the most because it's Shopify payments is built with Shopify in mind. From there, we want to add our sales channels. That's where your Amazon, your Facebook, your Instagram, eBay, those all come into place. You can add what you want. And if you're not looking to add anything till later past the online store and maybe the Facebook store, then you can always add them later. Then you'll add your shipping. Add any flat rates that you have. Add your free shipping if you are offering it, and your basic shipping information. So where you're shipping from, what type of package you're using. And then the last portion is to do your taxes. It automatically adds in based on your location that you put in for your store address, the tax information. But if you live somewhere like New York, you may need to create an override for like the clothing tax. For shipping, I always go over a couple of options for shipping. If you plan on using the basic Shopify, you get a smaller discount in shipping labels than you do with advanced Shopify. Advanced Shopify, you get like up to 76% discount on shipping labels. So the basic is a lot lower than that. So if you do plan on using the Shopify shipping, it is free to use, but the shipping cost of the labels will be added to the monthly subscription that you have. So you'll have those payments coming in from your actual product sales, and they will pay, your customers will pay for shipping. You just need to pay for it at the end of the month with your monthly subscription. Another option, which is popular, is to use a third party such as GoShippo. It has two plans where you can either pay as you go or join with a $10 a month package. For the pay as you go, it's 5 cents a package plus the cost of the label. So if you do the priority mail shipping, you're looking at $7.65 plus 5 cents. That's what you will pay for shipping. And instead of waiting, you'll pay for it as soon as you get that shipping label. So that is a way to stay on top of those shipping costs and not having to worry about keeping it to the side until the end of the month. Another option is ShipStation, which is another popular option. And they start at $9 a month for 50 shipments. And you will need to do a monthly payment plus the cost of the package or the label, and they use stamps.com. So those are some things to think about with your shipping. Phase 3, we're adding apps and we're starting to sell. So day 4, you're kind of doing the last, brushing up the portions of the store right before we get ready to launch. So we want to connect our email provider and add our pop-ups, our instant coupons, our sign-up forms, our exit intent sign-up forms. You can add your testimonials to your products via the testimonial app in Shopify App Store, which is inside of your resource guide. You can add kits. I highly recommend adding kits. She's free. She's a marketing secret weapon made by Shopify to monitor your store. And in monitoring the traffic of your store, she goes ahead and recommends different marketing tasks, such as running a Facebook ad or running an email campaign to help retarget those customers who have been on your site but haven't purchased. So it's a great tool, great free tool to have. And then we want to add our essential apps that can also be found in your Shopify companion guide for this class. And we want to install and brand our theme. So we're going to select it, add it to the store, add in your customizations from that assets folder that we made earlier, and get it to how it needs to be, which you do not. Perfection is not done. So get it to a place where it's easy for your customers to use. It gives them the information that they need. It's not confusing and it's not overwhelming. And most of the themes that Shopify gives you, they're very minimalistic to where it's not very crowded. So half of the battle's already done for you. Last, you want to add any additional pages in your legal policies. So your shipping, your privacy, terms and conditions, return and exchange policies. You want to make sure that those are all in, including your contact form page and about us page and any other, your size chart page, making sure any information that your customer needs to complete purchases are included in this store. So after you've done all of that, then it's launch day, day 5. And at that point, the only thing you're doing is working your strategy. You're not worried about, is the colors right? Is this done? Is that done? You've done everything that you could to get your store started. You've downloaded the app and you're rolling. Work your strategy, push your products, push your social campaigns, put it into place to where you can start getting those customers to your store and start making sales. And this is day 5. So you got day 5 through 14 to make the sales for your store. And then 14 days, you go ahead and you've paid your Shopify, your first month of Shopify, but you've already been selling. So I know that was a lot of information in one. I tried to make it as manageable as we can. So glad that you stuck to the end with me. And I hope that the information that was provided helps you with the next steps of getting started with your migration. As I said before, if you are looking to get started ASAP to get your store moved over to Shopify, then of course, if this was something that you needed, it was eye-opening to see it's not as hard as you thought it was, but you looking for more step-by-step help to some of the things that I spoke about today, then I have a tool for you, which is my Mastering Shopify, Migrating to Your New Store self-study course. And in this course, I break down each step with the video tutorial of adding your products, filling out that spreadsheet for your products, adding in the testimonials, adding in the reviews, getting started with Kit. That's all broken down to where you have literally nothing to think about. You're just going through the steps with me. You also get a checklist and a workbook to go through to make sure you have everything you need for your store without any issues. So we're going to go over the privacy policies, building the return and exchange, and getting that done. Then we're going to go over the strategy to how to migrate your website in 5 days with your holiday plan in place. So now all of your campaigns for Christmas, for Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, Christmas Eve, New Year, they're all done with your launch. And to add to it, you're going to be able to have a one-on-one review. That means every participant that comes to this course and goes through and set their store up, whether it be a day, 2 days, or 5 days of building their store out, you can get a one-on-one review from me of your entire Shopify store, including your apps, to make sure that they are put together correctly before you launch. So we want to make sure your emails are coming through how they need to come through. Your testimonials are pulling in. Everything is where it needs to be. And if you enroll by November 25th, which I'm extending until the end of the year, you can get that course for $27. Go ahead, take the time, buckle down, and get your store moved over. DIY it the right way and not worry about if you did something right, if you did something wrong, how to work through, because you have that one-on-one with me to make sure you ask any questions so you're getting the expert without the expert prices. I thank you so much for attending and coming to get this information. And I hope to see you in the course so we can get started on migrating your store. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment under an Instagram post. You can send me a DM at Jess The Techpreneur. I'm on Facebook, and I would be happy to help you in the migration of this store. Thank you so much for attending.